morning. Welcome
Good morning. Good morning.
411. For those of you who don't know, 11 is my favorite number. So what a great start. What a great day. It is beautiful here in South Florida. So much to be grateful for. Good morning, gentlemen. Coming off an amazing weekend. Good morning, Jake. Good morning, Shay.
Hello.
Good morning, Father. How are you?
As you can tell, elated.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was we met the new member.
We met the new member.
And it was the paparazzi was there. Oh, what does he have? 4 sets of grandparents?
There's 4 sets of grandparents. Welcome to the new world.
Yeah.
So it was not beyond imagination. Shay, do we have pictures?
Yeah.
Look at that. Yay. Literally the kid couldn't make a step without the cameras in his face. Phones and cameras and all kinds
Well,
of
it's
stuff.
kind of cool. We didn't get to do this with Kai. Kai was born in Nevada, which obviously, for those of you who know, is across the country. So we didn't get to see him, or we saw him very sporadically. So it's good to have Julian in our arms, and we'll get to watch him fully grow up.
And there is something about the feel, the smell. It was great. Fantastic. Kudos to Mark and Gabby, who are now home. They've done a great job. Thank you to them for opening their home to allow us all to be there. It was so funny. They said visiting between 2 and 6, and like 2 o'clock, everybody was there.
Right. And everybody pulled up at the same time. It was fantastic.
Great. So lots of really good stuff there. An update from Friday's conversation. For those of you who remember, we talked about WD-40. Wouldn't you know that my overnight bag, the zipper got stuck. I remembered Friday. I went and got the WD-40.
Well, so it was funny. I told Mark, and he was like, "What'd you guys talk about on the huddle?" And I told him that we did the different ways to use WD-40. And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I told him one of the ways. He was like, "Oh, that's really innovative." So it was even he got some takeaways from it.
It was so cool. It said it helps zippers. So, man, fantastic. So lots of great stuff there. Quick client update. Bob and Donna Goldfarb are back. They did post a picture leaving the ship wearing your Daily Huddle shirts. Thank you guys for your support, even while you're away. Looked like you had an amazing time. That's the power of the network. Power of the network. You give, you get. Boom, boom, boom. So fantastic. This is black tie season. Lots of our clients are out doing the black tie thing. So take a look at some of the dressed up. Boom. On the left, or my left anyway, Laureen Chant, CEO of Health Foundation, and Lori Solarillo, looking fine, CEO of JA. In the middle, that is the City Furniture team that was at the Heart Ball, and Andrew Koenig was head of that. The guy never stops. And on the right is Jerry and Mercedes, and they were up at the leukemia event in Palm Beach and Mar-a-Lago. So the Huddle and
the Huddle headliners is what I'll call them.
They were out there looking strong. I was invited to both and passed because I didn't really know what was going to happen with Julian. So I had a night off, but we have the Mayor's Ball coming up. So
Jerry looked like he was straight out of the Gatsby.
He's looking good, man. He was dressed up and ready to go. Always a fun time when you get to go to Mar-a-Lago. That is a cool spot. So clients are dressing up, babies entering the world. We did have some golf going on. So Jay, give me your Tiger update.
Tiger update. He got tired. He is human, but we got to see the Sunday red. Got to see him tee off on Sunday. He obviously didn't shoot as great as he wanted to, but the real storyline is Scotty Scheffler, the #1 player in the world, the fastest to do it, is breaking all of Tiger's records while wearing his shoes. So his legacy continues. But congratulations. It was a great day. Rory McIlroy, for those of the golf fans, hard to ask for a better Sunday. It got close, but Scotty, in true champion fashion, put it away and, claimed the green jacket.
So for those of you who follow me and the way I take current events and melt them down to get something meaty out of it. If you watch the 18th hole, he had it sewed up, but he gave everybody, including himself, a little tingle. Show me the 18th hole with Scotty.
I think he just wanted a little bit more time to celebrate, that's all. I think that's all that is.
But I don't think he wants any more time. Let's get this one in and
Let's get to that ceremony.
The celebration.
So, first of all, I don't know about you, but I'm still watching it the second or third time. Freaked me out.
It is it's unheard of to 4-putt on 18 and win the Masters by 3 shots. But it shows you what you do and what you can build where you can't, even if you took your foot off the glass for a little bit.
Good for you, Jay, because that is the takeaway, is that he did enough on every hole throughout the tournament so that even if you screw up at the end, you still win. Take that to your daily life. Every single hole, every single shot, every single day, you got to get out there and do it. So amazing, amazing stuff. And then finally, we move on because we do like to congratulate winners in the huddle. Eco-Essentials, who we all supported, Kayla and Sonia Houston, they won the Shark Tank tournament. So congratulations to them. If you remember correctly, they were the ones who had that like overnight bag. That was all, it was great. Fantastic.
The path to winning is coming on the huddle.
The path to winning is coming on the huddle. So great stuff. We're all caught up. Jeanette, thank you for your comment this morning, because you said nerve-wracking, but that is life. This whole week, we are going to be talking about the rules of life, the game of life, everything that has to do with life. Shay, wake us up and let's get into it.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in there. No more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
So with a new member of the Nudelberg family, we're all about life lessons and all the rules and all the stuff. So I'm deep into this content, which is great. I had sent stuff to the boys throughout the years. I'm pulling all of that stuff together. Came across this video, which shows you the power of coaching.
Almost, puppy. Come on. See yourself in your mind making it. Say the following words. I'm powerful.
Powerful.
I'm fearless.
Fearless.
I'm unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
I'm incredible.
I'm incredible.
I'm fast.
Fast.
I'm strong.
I'm strong.
I can do it.
I can do it.
See yourself getting all the way up right now. Visualize it, and as soon as you're ready, you go, and you give it 100%. As soon as you're ready, you go. Come on, get it. There you freaking go. Yes.
Power of affirmations. The words matter. I am. For those of you who work with me and Jake and Mark, you know how strong affirmations could be. That mind, that soundtrack that's playing in your head, if you control it and you feed it the right words, look at the activity. So I loved that video. Led me to the ultimate question is like, what is the goal of life? Now, I'm going to date myself, but there's tremendous equity in an actual Hasbro game called the Game of Life. Do you remember the Game of Life?
Of course. I think everybody, I would be surprised if anybody in the huddle doesn't know what the Game of Life is.
So in that game, very much like Monopoly, the goal was to accumulate the most money. And it's interesting because Reuben Klamer, who actually introduced that game in 1960, he was clear. He said this game is about earning the most wealth. And it's how do you do that? You go to college, you get a job, you buy insurance, you save for retirement, yada, yada, yada. For those of you who have been working with me on what does success look like, for me, coming up on 62, success is very different in terms of what I'm looking for than what I looked for when I was 25. So this game has iterated over the course of time. And what I want to do today is take away 18 benefits that you could get from playing the game that make you better or more successful in life. You up for that, Jake?
Yeah, of course. But I think it's interesting to note, and when you say you'll date yourself, that the success and the measure of your life has changed drastically the way you look at it. The generations, what success is in a global landscape, what success is on a personal level, because the world's view of work-life balance now is completely different. There's now more an incentive on what you're doing in your personal life than your business life sometimes after this pandemic. And so it's interesting to watch you as a father, coach me, Mark as a father, coach me, and now watching him do it to Kai and do it to, Julian. It's interesting because there's such a different philosophy, I think, and it's changed through the generations. And so it's cool to see him push Kai, going back to the other video, and help Kai along in life now. It's cool to see the perspective change.
Well, it's interesting when me and Mark were together last Saturday. We sat down at the coffee shop and we had this conversation about Kai's report card.
I'm glad you went there because that's where I was getting it from.
So then go tell it.
No. Well,
right.
So yeah, go for it. You're the grandpa.
So Kai gets his first report card. He gets all A's and a B. Am I correct? Is that accurate?
It was all A's and 2 B's, and it was his first 2 B's that he had gotten in his life.
And so Mark didn't jump up his skirt and say, "What's the deal with the B's?" and make it bad. What did Mark do?
Well, he said, "Hey, I'm super proud of you. When we talk about coaching and leading people, you always lead with the good stuff first to make them feel trusty and a safe environment. And so he leads with, "Hey, I want to let you know the B's are amazing. Is there a reason you didn't get A's?" Asking him, and he didn't even understand the difference between A's and B's, what that even meant. Well, once he learned the conception of what the A and B meant, he immediately looks back at Mark and goes, "Well, how do I get all A's?" And so it's an innate, whether that's a Nudelberg thing, whether that's something that Mark has instilled in him, it's interesting to see that the brain is trained to just do whatever it's told, And so constantly training it and keeping the perspective in your mind about what you want leads you to those actions. And so long story short, he goes to his teacher. He asks him ways that I can get better. And he's doing that now to get straight A's.
Which is the absolute validation of coaching. Coach, tell me what I need to do to get better. Those are what our sessions are filled with, which makes me, feel great that I can bestow that wisdom. I love that Mark is doing it with Kai. But what is so fascinating in the bridge here is that you always do it with love. Even in my stuff, there's never anger or you're doing it for you, man.
Spite, right.
There's none of that other emotion that you bring to it, because that's what gets confusing. Like, wait a minute, It's my life. Why?
Right.
What's happening with you? So today's motivational music is not the game of life; it's the game of love.
Tell me just what you want me to be. One kiss, and boom, you're the only one for me. So please tell me why don't you come around no more? 'Cause right now I'm crying outside the door of the candy store. Just takes a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Started with a kiss, now we're up to that. A little bit of laughs, a little bit of pain. Tell me my back, it's all in the game of love is whatever you make it to be. Sunshine instead of this cold, lonely sea. So please, baby, try. Use me for what I'm good for. It ain't saying goodbye. It's knocking down the door of the candy store. Just takes a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Started with a kiss, now we're up to that. A little bit of laughs, a little bit of pain. You're telling me my babe, it's all in the game of love. It's all
That's one we'll sing all day.
Correct. Any Santana song I'm usually in for. Him and Rob Thomas are like my two go-to.
So we have these 18 benefits of playing the game of life, and it is a game. Like, real or on a board. If you look at it as a game, it has objectives, it has strategy, it has tactics. Do you have the list in front of you, sir?
I do. I came prepared today.
Let's go for number one. Go.
All right, number one, playing the game of life helps to develop critical thinking. And it goes on to explain that the game helps people to work on 5 skills required for effective critical thinking: ability to analyze, clear communication, creativity, open-minded approach, and problem-solving skills.
So without being facetious, how many people do you know that would fail that?
Probably majority. I would.
mean-
One of the hardest skills that develop is the critical thinking, the skill, and the ability to push your mind and open it and allow your mind to go to places it hasn't been before, I think, is the tough part. And being willing to kind of get to a place where you don't have the answer. You know where you're going doesn't exactly have the right or wrong answer. I think it's tough for people to get to and feel comfortable making those decisions.
Look at you, just fantastic. Because for me, when you look at hiring people, that's what I look at. Like, where are you in this flexible, what they were calling soft skills, which
Right.
I don't really buy that soft skills.
Right.
I've had this conversation with lots of people. Lori and I go round and round about soft skills. These are the things that, like, when you look about, like, can you communicate? Can you think on your feet? I don't want you coming to me all the time, and you don't. When we started the coffee business, you didn't come to me and go, what do I do next? You were ahead of it. You were saying, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to go investigate this. Those are skill sets. Those are powerful skill sets that will, in the next century, are going to be what people look for. So you can learn that from playing the game. I love this one because it teaches you that shit happens. Things go unplanned. You just don't know. And those soft skills again, being ready for the what's unplanned.
The best part about it being a game and not real life is that you can see the outcomes that come from your decisions, and it doesn't have repercussions that actually affect your life. And I know Lori touched on it, but that's what JA was. It was an area for kids to go to try out things in life and have outcomes that didn't directly affect them, but taught them. And I think that kind of goes back to the practice situations that you put yourself in companies, and the practice situations that you do if you're having business deals or whatever the skill is that you're trying to work, is create those environments where you can try things and not have direct impact on your life, but still benefit it from a learning standpoint.
I mean, we could do a whole show just on
Easily
on the practice stuff, I was in the gym yesterday with my trainer. We boxed, and it's been time coming that there's no more training gear. I'm in the ring with him.
Yeah,
He's got gloves on. I got gloves on, and I'll be showing the video through some of my social media. But when someone's in the ring coming after you with gloves on, and you don't know whether to lunge or do whatever, you have to rely on your training. And I had one really great thing where he opened up, and I came up, and he looked at me, and he was so happy. And I said, dude, I saw it coming. I've trained so hard that, and so that there is fantastic. Number 3, God, I love this. It boosts your vocabulary. Name for me the things besides a game like that can boost your vocabulary.
Well, if it's a 5-letter word, I can tell you what does. But I'm fully addicted to Wordle. But yeah, I think there's in this world of ADHD and lack of focus, I think it's important to have innovative ways that you can learn. It keeps you focused, energized, and people learn way differently than they ever have. So finding ways to increase your vocabulary, increase your skills in interactive ways, I think is super important.
I absolutely love it. I'm actually incorporating some of this stuff in my keynote that I'm doing later in the month to the Midas folks, because when you think of it as a game, you have fun learning. Right. So you're playing Wordle. Helen's playing Quordle?
Quordle, yeah. For the Wordle fans, go on Quordle. It's Wordle on steroids.
We saw Mary Beth yesterday, and when I told her that, she goes, "Forget it, man. I'm doing Wordle. That's enough for them at one time."
Right.
You gotta have a special mind. But your vocabulary, I can tell you, is probably the most significant place you can improve your life. People are saying things all day long. You take away who they are by how they talk, by the words they use, by how they put stuff together or don't. So we are out of time, which is another lesson in life. Gotta schedule this shit right. This was a great kickoff. Stay tuned all week. We're talking about authors and people who have put content in there to drive behavior. We've got a ton of father-son stuff. We'll continue with more of the game of life. But if you want to get good at life, you got to get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. Friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.